Okay, thanks everyone. We have Richard Seymour joining us. He is the 28th player and the 30th overall person to be inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame. And we're going to we'll open it up for questions. Again, sorry for the delay at the beginning here. Technical issues on my part. But we're going to open with questions. We'll start with Mike Petraglia, followed by Ian Steele.
Thanks, Stacy. Congratulations, Richard.
Thank you.
I trust you're staying safe. Where are you?
Yeah. Home in Atlanta.
Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice. Well, what was your reaction this morning when you got the news, and what does this mean to you in a career that's included 3 Super Bowl titles and many individual accomplishments?
Well, when I first got the news, I mean, obviously, it was an opportunity and a time for me to reflect. I thought back to, the day I was drafted, and my mom and my dad and my family all being there. And, you just think about all of the hard work that it took just to be drafted and now to be considered a Patriots Hall of Famer. It's a tremendous honor.
If I can follow up, Richard, what was it about your career early on that allowed you to adapt to what Bill Belichick and his coaching staff were asking? I mean, you went from 3-4 early. From 4-3 early in your career to 3-4. How were you able to make that transition?
I remember when I was being recruited out of Georgia. I remember the scout Lionel Vitale. He came to Georgia and he was telling me about the 3-4 defense, and he was asking me could I do it. And at that point, I didn't even know what a 3-4 defensive end was, to be honest. But I was like, yeah, I could do it. And, obviously, you go back and you look at Coach Belichick and what he's meant to defense, and to be drafted by him, says a lot. So, I just wanted to come in and absorb as much information as I could. I knew I was coming to, at that time, a veteran team. And, like I said, I was in really good hands with Coach Belichick, Coach Romeo Crennel, and all of the coaches there. I mean, they really made the transition super easy for me.
Thanks, Richard.
Next question, Ian Steele, and I'll ask anyone else to either raise their hand or use the chat function for other questions. Go ahead, Ian.
Richard, congratulations.
Thank you.
In the announcement, Mr. Kraft said that you laid the foundation for the defense. You were the consummate pro, and you put the team goals ahead of your own goals. What do those words and what do his words mean to you?
For me, like I said, it's a tremendous honor. And I remember I have a picture down in the basement of Mr. Kraft and Jonathan. We're holding the #1 jersey. And the stadium in the background was being built at the time. So I think it was very fitting to be laying the foundation. And Coach Belichick, we always talked about building a team has to be built from the inside out. And I was just enthused that they chose me to be a part of trying to change some of the history that was going on. So, like I said, it's a tremendous honor, and to be a part of the foundation of the Super Bowl run and the dynasty and the championships. And, you just think, it's really not for me. You think about so many other people that have helped get you to the point where you are. So this is, just paying respects to them as well.
Thank you. Congrats again.
Thank you.
Next question, Karen Garigian, followed by Steve Sanchez.
Hi, Richard. Congratulations.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good.
I'm just wondering, when you arrived as a rookie, and God, I think you pretty much won a Super Bowl that year. What kind of expectations did the team have at that time, and what was it like to win that first one?
Yeah, well, coming in 2001, anytime you have an early round draft pick, you're really going to a team and we were coming off of 5-11, so, but one thing Coach Belichick always preached what happened last year, it really doesn't matter. And I think that's why we have continued success. For us, it was about going out and competing at a high level. And like I said, it was a veteran-laden team. And, they really taught me the ins and outs and how to take care of my body and doing all the little things to be a true professional. And, I truly enjoyed the game of football. And everything that Coach Belichick, Romeo Crennel, Pepper Johnson, like I said, it was just a wealth of knowledge that I was coming into. So, it was no Super Bowl talks at that time. We were just trying to go out and win games, and we just strung enough together. And, before you know it, we found ourselves in a really good spot. And, we capitalized on it throughout the playoffs that year.
Thank you.
Next question, Steve Sanchez, followed by Mike Reese.
Hey, Richard, congratulations.
Thank you.
I have to talk to you about 2004. You made that big fumble recovery, returned it for a touchdown. That was Drew Bledsoe. I think he hit the guy, and, can you talk about that a little bit? And then also, just how big was this team 2004, 2005?
Right. Yeah, no, what's funny, I remember we were going up to Buffalo, and, that was toward the end of the game. And, obviously being a teammate of Drew's early in my career, it's always fun to go against somebody that you played against or played with, just from a competitive standpoint. And just on that play, I remember Brucey got the strip sack and threw the block. So, and then I had a host of guys leading me into the end zone. So obviously that was fun. But, we had a very talented group. Obviously it was a team. So nobody tried to stand out in terms of personal attention. But, we had some guys on those teams from, like I said, building a team from the front to the back. I think, Vince Wilfork and Ty Warren was there at that time. And Jarvis Green, and then you build it from the back with Teddy Bruschi and Roman Pfeiffer, Willie McGinnis, Vrabel, and then on the back end you had Ty Law and Rodney Harrison and all of the guys. So it was a group effort, and like I said, I'm just glad I was a part of it.
Thank you, Richard.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
Next question will be Mike Reese.
Awesome. Hey, Richard, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you, Mike?
All right, great to see you. I was going to say every Hall of Fame needs a Godfather, right? Gotta have it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I wanted to ask you how much you've sensed the last couple years not being in Patriots Hall of Fame, despite being a finalist. Maybe it was a factor in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. From your view, and could this, in your opinion, sort of be an important thing for you to sort of build more momentum, for the big Hall of Fame as well, saying, hey, look, fine, I'm in the team Hall of Fame, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think it definitely made it difficult, because, some writers could easily say, well, we can't put him in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, obviously, until he's in the Patriots Hall of Fame. But, I'm in now, so we'll just deal with that. And like I said, it's a tremendous honor, and it wasn't anything that I ever thought about in terms of why I played. In terms of being a Hall of Famer. I just wanted to go out and compete and earn the respect of my teammates and also the opponents that I played against. That's really where my mindset was. And I think, I might have said it a while ago, but I think it's a difference between, stats and impact, having your impact on the game and imprint of offensive coordinators having to play against you. So I think I've earned that. I talked to a lot of offensive linemen, throughout the years and earned their respect. So I think that goes a long way in not only the Patriots Hall of Fame, but, down the road, hopefully the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So it's all a blessing and an honor.
Congrats.
40 laces, 20 bracelets.
Next question will be Dan Roach. And I'll ask anybody else if you have a question to raise your hand or use the chat function now.
Hey, Richard, congratulations on.
Thank you so much.
And just a quick follow-up question. When I say the words New England Patriots, what goes through your mind?
The team that drafted me, a champion, doing things the right way, leadership. It's an organization that was that's built the right way, in my opinion. Strong ownership, loyal fan group, and a coach that is second to none. So, it was an honor for me to be drafted there, to be honest. Out of all the places that you can go in the National Football League, I mean, you want to go where everybody takes it serious, and so that's some of the things that come to mind when I think about the Patriots.
And just to follow up, you're the 7th player to win 3 Super Bowls to be inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame. You joined Brown, Brewski, Falk, Law, Light, and McGinnis. When I say those names, what does that mean to you to be the 7th player to win 3 Super Bowls in a Patriots?
Right. Well, when you say those names, I think about the ultimate competitors. Somebody that you knew at the end of the day, all of those guys from, Rodney, Willie, Matt, Kevin Falk, all of the guys, like the attention to detail and the hard work that they put in, you knew they were going to be ready. And you never wanted to let your teammates down. So, and we all took it very serious, but we had a good time in doing it as well. We played the game the right way, but we had fun doing it.
Thank you.
Next question, Butch Stearns, followed by Nick O'Malley.
Richard, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So you were here for the tradition. You were honored in Boston. You spent enough time here to know how the fans feel. 2-part question. What does it mean to you to be voted in by the fans? And what does it mean to you to beat out both Bill Parcells and your former teammate, Mike Vrabel, as far as the fans are concerned?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, you put your body of work out there, and you let that speak for itself. Vrabel's one of my all-time favorite teammates. Coach Parcells, I've heard many stories. I wasn't coached by him, but I heard many stories about the way he was able to motivate his team and get the best out of them. So for me to be honest, just mention among those guys, and I know what the level of hard work and dedication that they brought to the game. I feel like they're definitely worthy, and obviously only one could go in terms of the fans. I mean, it's a hard thing to do because everybody's deserving. So whether it was this year, next year, or several years back, it's just a hard deal when, so many guys have won Super Bowls. They all are definitely worthy to be in. But, when your numbers call, you accept it. And I'm honored to be winning a red jacket.
Nick O'Malley.
First off, congrats, Richard.
Thank you so much.
You mentioned earlier talking to offensive linemen that you played against and getting respect from them. Do you think it's hard for a 3-4 end, a nose tackle, any guy who takes a lot of double teams on the inside, who doesn't get a lot of sack numbers like a defensive end, tackles like a linebacker, interceptions like a defensive back, to get these sorts of post-career honors because you don't have those sort of easily tangible statistical milestones to put on your mantle?
Well, I look at it, it's kind of twofold. At the end of the day, as a competitor, the bottom line for us is about winning, and whatever it took to win, or whatever it takes to win at any cost, I mean, that's what you're willing to do. So if they needed me to play nose guard, which I did, to defensive end or defensive tackle, I was willing to do that. And at the end of the day, we had a saying, it wasn't about the amount of Pro Bowls or all pros that you made. At the end of the day, we wanted to hoist the trophy. So I will say this too, like in terms of the numbers, like you just wanted to be appreciated for what you brought to the table. And, Coach Belichick, throughout our contract negotiations, he showed that he appreciated what I brought to the table. So, if all of those things in line and you're making an impact on the game and you're winning, who can complain?
And we'll do our final question, Andy Hart.
Hey, Richard, you already mentioned you obviously have a lot of respect for Coach Belichick, second to none. But you had those tough contract negotiations. He traded you away in the end. I'm just wondering how would you describe your relationship with him during your career and what it's like now?
Well, Al Davis said he traded for me, so I that's the way I look at it. Well, at the end of the day, like I said, the amount of respect that I had for, excuse me one second. Cut this off. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. The amount of respect that I had for Coach Belichick and still have to this day, it's a difference between business and your personal life. And personally, it was always a ton of respect. Coach Belichick, he would always send a Christmas gift to the kids and, little things like that. So, in terms of the business side of it, I mean, that's just the business of the NFL. I mean, we saw that this year, with all of the guys. So, I mean, that's a part of it. And, I don't have any hard feelings or anything like that. I mean, that's just a part of, the way the NFL works. So it may have seemed like it was some tension or, something, but in my mind, it's no hard feelings. We talk when we see each other. He'll shoot me a text. I was down. The team was here in Atlanta for the Super Bowl. I was with the team, so all is well.
Richard, thank you very much for your time. Thanks everyone for participating. It was great to see you. And when we figure out when the Hall of Fame induction can be, we'll get back in touch.
Oh, sounds good. Thank you so much.